Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the third presentation of the Sips and Scripts New Works Festival. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for rolling with the COVID punches and sticking through us as we have transitioned to a virtual audience like most of the other theater endeavors have right now. We're so grateful for your support. I'm really excited about this piece. This piece called The Waning Hours, written by the incomparable Torian. This piece is a very special piece to her personally. I know it's based on her own real-life experiences of watching her grandmother's experience with Alzheimer's. So there's going to be a lot of personal humanness in this piece that I think is going to be very impactful tonight for everybody. I'd love to introduce myself. I'm Charlie Brady. I'm the founder of Capital Arts Theater Guild.
And I am Yvette. I am the creator and producer of Sips and Scripts.
And this, the structure of this festival is an interesting one where it's a development-focused structure. And what that means is that all the playwrights last weekend went through a round of presentations for panelists. And they got some feedback, made some edits, and it's all in the interest of furthering the piece and finding that final draft. And tonight we have some panelists with us that Yvette is going to tell us all about.
Absolutely. So we have some wonderful panelists. 4 people have been assigned to this particular stage reading. And what I'm about to say tonight is going to be brief. There's so much more to these panelists, these wonderful people. So we have Miss Danielle Jessent, who is a playwright and author of children and adult literature. We also have Mr. Brian Lord, who is a playwright and director, as well as a former board member of Interact here in Raleigh, North Carolina. We also have Ms. Teresa Cox. She is the South Carolina ambassador for the region for the Dramatists Guild. And of course, our special guest panelist, Mr. Jeffrey Sweet, a nationally acclaimed playwright as well as a council member for the Dramatists Guild. So we definitely thank all of these individuals for being a part of this. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you for all of your time and your expertise. It has just been so exciting watching this process unfold with all of your feedback. Before we get started, I want to acknowledge this fearless director, Terra Hodge, who led a great, wonderful, tight ship. Everybody's got the trust of this woman who is just the perfect person for this. Has experience with the piece, so it's very personal to her as well, I know. And so with that, I would love to introduce this wonderful cast. Why don't we start down here at this end, if you don't mind saying your name and the character that you're reading.
Hello, my name is Shawna Fitzgerald, and I'll be playing the role of Cicely.
Hello, I am Juan. I will be playing the role of Arlo, newscaster, and nightclub announcer.
Hi, my name is Robin Carmen Marshall, and I will be playing the role of Lorna.
Hello, my name is Sandra Wallace, and I will be playing the role of Madeline Franklin.
Hi, my name is Dana Squire, and I'll be playing the role of Olive Woodson.
Hello, I'm Rita Henry, and I'll be playing the role of young Lorna.
Hi, my name is Makayla Lattimore, and I'll be playing the role of Darby Gingham.
All right, let's hear it virtually for this awesome cast. I think that's about it for me.
Yes,
For you?
absolutely. We hope you enjoy this evening's performance. Thank you.
Enjoy the waning hours.
Yes.
The Waning Hours by Torian. Present-day scenes of the play take place in the kitchen of a colonial-style house in an established neighborhood in Durham, North Carolina. Flashback scenes also occur in the kitchen of the same house, but Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is the locale. The play spans a period of roughly 60 years. Present-day scenes take place in the 21st century. Flashback scenes take place in the 20th century during the 1960s and 1970s. Act 1, Scene 1. The kitchen of Lorna Tucker's colonial-style house. It is 10 a.m. on a Monday morning in October. Housekeeper Madeline Franklin sits at the kitchen table wearing reading glasses and doing a crossword puzzle. Unaware that anyone is in the house, Lorna enters the kitchen wearing earbuds.
Everybody loves my baby, but my baby don't love nobody but me. Nobody but me.
You sleeping mighty late these days.
Oh my God, you startled me, Madeline. What are you doing here? I thought you had a doctor's appointment.
My paycheck bounced on Friday, so I had to cancel my appointment.
Oh, really? I'm so sorry. I can call the bank. I'm sure there was just a misunderstanding.
There won't no misunderstanding. You ain't got no money in your account, so they couldn't cash my check. It's simple as that. I am sick and tired of this foolishness. Seem like me and you go through the same kind of mess every few months.
Well, I will get everything taken care of and write you another check tomorrow.
Tomorrow? I need my money today, and I want cash.
I don't keep cash here in this house. You know that.
What I know is that I got bills to pay, and the people I owe don't want to hear no sad sack stories.
I don't have the money, Madeline. I'm sorry.
Well, get in touch with some of them ladies you be lunching with. They got it.
Don't be silly. I can't just call up casual acquaintances and ask for money. That just isn't done.
Well, then what you need to do is to march back up them stairs, get a pair of them fancy diamond earrings of yours so we can go down to the pawn shop.
What?
You heard me, Lorna. Now get moving. I ain't got all day.
My jewels are all safe, and I've misplaced the code.
The code is taped to the underside of your desk drawer, like it's always been. You want me to go up to the study and get it?
No. Let me call my son.
And what's he gonna do?
He'll be able to help.
Lorna calls her son Arlo.
Hi, Arlo. It's Mom. How are you? And Cicely? And the children? How are they doing?
You wasted my time, Lorna.
I hate to bother you at work, honey, but I need a favor. A small loan.
She need to pay me.
I'm sorry. What did you say? No. I haven't called a realtor yet, but I will. Yes, I understand. But son, we can discuss those things later. Right now, I need a loan, not a lecture. Can you spare $500? I'll pay you back as soon as I can.
You owe me $1,100, and I want every penny.
What? No, I'm not in any kind of trouble. That's just Madeline. I'm fine. Really, I am.
She ain't gonna be fine if she don't hurry up and give me my money.
Would you hush? I'm sorry, son. What was that? No, I can't wait. And I'm actually going to need $1,100 today. Yes, I know it's short notice, but...
Give me the phone.
I just need to pay Madeline. Yes, well, I see. But the bank won't take a large check from me. Can you write the check out to Madeline? Her last name? Well, I'm not sure. Just hold a moment. Madeline, is your last name still Bexley?
What? My last name ain't never been no Bexley. My name Franklin, same as it's always been. And I don't want no check from him or you. I want cash money today.
Madeline wants cash, Arlo. She won't accept anything else. Son, please stop yelling. Yes, of course. I know where your office is located. I can be there in an hour or so. Thank you so much. I'll see you then. Bye now. See, I knew Arlo would help. Now, I'm just going to run upstairs and change. Can you get me a cup of tea and a croissant? I just need something I can eat on the way downtown.
Lord have mercy. I see why your husband left you.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means you the most simple-minded woman I ever met. And I ain't fixing you nothing, 'cause I don't work for folks who can't pay me. You think I've been coming here all this time just 'cause I like you?
Now, wait just a minute. I know you're upset about your check, but I won't have you speaking to me so disrespectfully.
If you want respect, you got to give it. And you got to pay people on time.
Enough, Madeline. You are blowing this whole thing way out of proportion. Now, what is really going on here? Is it your children? Are they in some sort of trouble and hounding you for money? I don't mean to pry, but obviously...
I ain't got no children. I've been working here for you for 12 years, and you mean to tell me you don't know that?
But you had that young woman here just a few days ago. I thought she called you mother.
That was my niece.
Oh. I just assumed. I didn't mean to offend.
Madeline stands and puts on her jacket.
You sorry and broke.
Are you going to fix my breakfast or not?
Didn't you hear what I said just now?
Fine. I'll just have a piece of fruit, unless you object.
Madeline walks to the back door.
Put on a coat and let's go. I'll drive. Hurry up. I said hurry up. I need to get my money.
I heard you the first time. I need to go upstairs to get my purse.
What you need to get your purse for? Ain't nothing in it but lint. All you need to do is grab your keys off that hook right there and trot on out the door.
Stop ordering me around.
Well, you acting like you don't know what to do on your own.
I don't know why I put up with you.
Well, ain't nobody else gonna come to work for you and stay.
That's it. I'll drive my own car. I'm not riding anywhere with you.
Lorna leaves the house, then returns quickly.
Where's my car? What have you done with it?
I ain't done nothing with it. You the one put it in the shop. And it's been there going on a week now. I guess they're waiting for their money too. Now, do you want me to take you where you need to go? Or are you planning to walk?
I do not wish to use your services. I would just hail a cab. They have been known to come to Philly, you know.
Philly? Lorna, where is your mind today? You know good and darn well you ain't living up north no more. We in Durham, North Carolina, 8 miles outside the city limits. Ain't no cab coming this far out unless you call for it.
Well, I just misspoke. Surely you've done that before, at one time or another. Now I'm going to call for a cab, and once it arrives, you can just follow in behind us, and Arlo will settle my fare after we get to his office.
That seems like a whole lot of trouble to go through when my car's sitting right out there in the driveway. And I expect Arlo ain't got all day to be fooling with you. Sound like he busy.
Well, I suppose you're right. But I can't let Arlo, see me like this. I'm going to have to put on some makeup before we go. Do we have time?
Yeah, we got time. I'll be waiting in the car.
Thank you, Maddie. I'm so sorry about all of this. I really am. I hope you can forgive me.
I forgive you. Now, please, just go on and get ready so we can go. I need to get to the bank.
Lorna hurries from the room.
I'll only be a minute.
Madeline gathers her things. Lorna's daughter-in-law, Cicely, enters the house. Cicely is weighed down by a large purse, 2 backpacks, and books suitable for 5- and 7-year-old children.
Hi, Madeline. Can you please bring in some things in my car? I couldn't carry anything else.
I ain't working today.
Okay. Well, I'm just dropping off Lowry and Ellis. I called Lorna yesterday and told her that I would be bringing them by. But it sounds like she didn't mention it to you. Anyhow, I've got a symposium in Greensboro, and Nanny's sick, and it's teacher's work day, so I need someone to watch the kids. And Lorna said she would do it, or you would.
Me and Lorna are getting ready to go take care of some business.
Well, wherever you're going, the kids can ride along. Just don't give them any candy or cookies or chips or artificial sweeteners or MSG or soft drinks or fast food. because Arlo and I don't allow that.
Can they have some air and water?
What? Oh my gosh, you're funny. Listen, I have to get along.
She takes some cash from her wallet and presses it into Madeline's hand.
Here's some money if you need it. Just keep the receipts. Now, if you unlock your car, I'll get the kids settled in the back seat, okay? And tell Lorna I picked them up around 7:30ish this evening. Thanks. Take care.
She slams the door on her way out.
I will be damned.
Madeline gathers her things and heads to her car to wait for Lorna. Act 1, Scene 2. 2 weeks later, flashback to the 1960s. To suggest a nightclub setting, a trumpeter or saxophonist can be heard playing. Olive Woodson and Darby Gingham stand downstage applying makeup. Upstage, in the present, an older delusional Lorna tiptoes into the kitchen, carrying her purse and wearing a bathrobe, high heels, and paste jewelry. She searches her purse looking for her compact mirror, but not finding it, she grabs a shiny spatula from a drawer and smiles at her reflection. Then, using the spatula as a makeshift mirror, Lorna powders her nose and applies red lipstick. She carefully returns the spatula to the drawer, then tiptoes toward the back door and leaves the house.
Where the hell is Lorna?
She coming. I know she is. I talked to her this morning.
We go on in 10 minutes, and we haven't even rehearsed in 2 weeks. Now she's late. I swear, you can't depend on her for anything.
Darby produces a flask and takes a sip.
You know, Lorna can't leave the house till her auntie go to bed.
Don't make excuses for her. She's late to every darn thing. And what do you mean she can't leave? She's grown. All she has to do is open up the God-blessed door and walk out.
And then get put out like you did when you walked out of your daddy's house?
I was ready to go.
Well, everybody ain't as ready as you.
They ought to be. And you need to stop drinking. You already sound drunk.
I ain't drunk. My just nerves bad.
You and Lorna better not mess this up for me. I have plans for that prize money.
You so selfish. I can't believe you.
A young 1960s Lorna rushes toward Olive and Darby.
I'm here.
It's about damn time.
I'm sorry, but Aunt Jen just wouldn't go to bed. Then I missed the bus. It was just...
Wait a minute. What is this? What is the meaning of this? Where's your black dress?
I couldn't find it. This whole thing was in the back of my closet, and I thought it would be all right.
You're a liar. And a bad one at that. You're just trying to show us up. Well, you want the limelight all to yourself? You can have it. Come on, Darby.
I ain't going nowhere, Olive. I came here to sing, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, you with us or not? Because if you up and leave now, won't be no more place for you.
Are you threatening me?
I speak plain.
Girls, please. We need this gig.
All right, I'll stay. But I'm the one who started this group. And don't you forget that.
No way we could.
You got something to say to me?
Both of you stop it right now. We're up next, and I just want us to have a great time singing.
Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, this next act got beauty. They got smarts. They got talent. Only thing they don't got is me. But maybe that'll change before the end of the night. Because I see how they looking at me. I just got to figure out what to do about my wife and my girlfriend. But anyway, look here. Now y'all put y'all hands together and make some noise for Lorna Bray, Darby Gingham, and Olive Woodson, Philadelphia's own the Silver Rosettes. Give it up for them now.
How come you do me like you do? How come you do me like you do? And why do you try to make me feel so blue when I ain't done nothing to you? Yes, do me right or just let me be, 'cause I can't teach you doing what you're doing to me. How come you do me like you do? How come you do me like you do?
Act 1, Scene 3. 5 months later on a Monday morning in March, Madeline is preparing breakfast. Lorna waltzes barefoot into the kitchen wearing a light blue beaded evening gown.
Every morning, every evening.
Somebody in a good mood this morning.
I am. I feel like a young woman again. And do I smell sweet potato biscuits?
You do? I just took a pan out of the oven.
Lorna takes a small plate of biscuits from Madeline.
My auntie used to make these.
Mine too. Ain't nothing like them. There's some butter and homemade pear preserves on the table.
Lorna takes a seat at the table.
Wonderful. All I need now is some black coffee.
Here you go. It's hot. That must have been some party you went to over the weekend. You just now getting home?
Oh no, I got in early Sunday morning.
And you still wearing your party dress on Monday?
I couldn't get the dress off, so I slept in it.
What you mean you couldn't get it off? Weren't you the one that put it on?
My friend Kathleen came over and helped me to get ready. The dress has all these buttons. See? Kathleen fastened them all. I didn't think about how I would get the damn thing off. With this arthritis, I can barely tie my shoes.
I know what you mean. My knees real bad. My hands still all right.
Well, can you unbutton my dress for me?
Yeah, just let me dry my hands off.
Madeline steps behind Lorna and begins to unbutton the dress.
Do I need to stand?
No, I can get the buttons with you sitting sideways. You just go on and eat your breakfast.
Aren't the buttons exquisite? They're diamond-cut crystal.
Is that so? I know this dress cost you a pretty penny then.
It did, but it was worth it. I've had it for years. You know, it's really the sort of dress that a man should help you out of in the heat of passion.
Lord, I wouldn't have no man helping me out of no dress like this in the heat of passion. You know he'd tear it all to pieces, and then I'd get to thinking about how much money I paid for it, and he'd be mad as hell, and he wouldn't get no loving that night, I can tell you that. And we'd be crawling all around the floor looking for buttons.
And I suppose you'd send him home once they were all found?
If he won't nimble, I just might.
Well, I don't like sleeping alone.
Sooner or later, we all got to.
Well, I'll give you that. But you know, when I was in my 20s, I had a red Valentino dress. It was a gift, and it made men swoon. I never spent the night alone when I wore it. You must have had a dress like that. Every girl does.
I can't say that I did. We was poor. I had to make all my clothes.
That isn't the point. Oh, never mind. Are you almost done? I want to show you something.
Just about. There you go. That was the last one.
Thank you. Now wait, right here. I have something to show you.
Lorna goes to the mudroom and returns with a chair that is covered with old shoes, cans, and various other cast-off items.
Ta-da!
What the hell is that?
It's a chair. I ran into a fascinating young woman near Pettigrew Street one night. I gave her a ride and we struck up a conversation. She told me that she crafts furniture from scraps, just pieces together whatever she finds. Isn't this chair just magnificent?
It's something, all right.
I know it's not everyone's taste, but it really does speak to me.
And what do it say?
Well, for starters, you can tell that the artist is environmentally conscious.
And don't own no trash can.
No, seriously now. Just look at the materials she chose for the piece. Things that would have ended up in a landfill otherwise. And don't you see how the chair captures the green that so defines our culture? It's iconic, really. I can't believe she would only take $150 for it.
You paid over $100 for this mess? I got 2 brass safety pins in my pocketbook. I'll sell them to you for $10. They'll make pretty earrings.
Oh, laugh all you want. But I like this chair, and I'm putting it in the study. It'll be a wonderful conversation piece.
especially when maggots start crawling out of it.
You don't know anything about art.
What was you doing on Pettigrew Street at night by yourself?
Not that it's any of your business, but I was on my way to some bus stops. I'm working on a pictorial featuring bus drivers and riders, so I've been taking a lot of photos. I'm hoping the snapshots will become a book one day.
It's been a while since you picked up your camera, ain't it?
Yes, and I've missed it.
She pulls some photos from a brightly colored box on the table.
Here, look at this. This girl is 18. Look at those red velvet shorts she's wearing. She caught my eye when she was running toward the bus stop. Her 3 little girls were trailing behind her like ducklings, and she was pregnant with a 4th child. Just look at all their expressions. They're carrying the weight of the world. And then there's this man with a cane.
Wait, ain't that your father?
What? Oh, yes, my mistake. This one here is the man I was speaking of. It was his birthday, 96 years old, and just as sharp as ever.
These some good pictures. You got a real gift.
Thank you. Bernard thought photography was silly. Come to think of it, everything I enjoyed was silly to him.
Some folks just like that. Anything they don't understand is silly. How long is it going to take to put your book together?
Oh, I doubt that I'll finish it. But maybe Arlo will work on it once I'm gone. His camera techniques has always been so much better than mine. Really, I've never understood why he went into public relations, spinning lies for millionaires the way he does. It's just a waste of his talents.
He got a wife and children to take care of.
Please don't remind me.
Arlo loved that girl, and you got some darling grandchildren.
Cicely needs to take her lazy ass to work. If she was making a meaningful contribution, my son wouldn't have to work himself sick.
Don't she already work? I thought she was a researcher or a writer or something.
She's been writing and researching since she met Arlo in London when they were in college, and she still hasn't published a damn thing. I could have earned a Pulitzer and penned 25 bestsellers by now. The whole world would know my name.
Sometime it takes folks years to write something good.
That woman is a leech, and she might have you and Arlo fooled, but I'm on to her. And I'll tell you something else. I believe she's having an affair. Arlo is just too stupid to see it.
Maybe he don't care.
You sound ridiculous.
What's ridiculous is you getting all worked up about what that girl might be doing. You ain't married to her.
She's not fit to...
Lorna, you need to stop talking foolishness. Because I ain't got time for it. And you need to be getting ready for your garden club meeting.
What? Is that today?
Been the second Monday every month for at least 10 years. And ain't you presenting today?
They asked me to speak?
I guess they did. You marked it on the calendar over there. And why else were you making all those copies last Wednesday?
Yes, of course. I'd just forgotten.
You told me you was going to be talking about growing perennials. And you made me sit and listen to you while you was practicing your speech. I could just about do the presentation myself if I was called to.
Well, if you're so prepared, maybe you should go in my place.
I ain't got no patience for them meetings. You go sip your tea and nibble on your little nasty cucumber sandwiches. I made me some right good pimento cheese yesterday, and I ain't planning for none of it to go to waste.
What did I say I was going to talk about again?
Perennials. Don't tell me you nervous. You know flowers better than any of them old women.
You're right. I guess I'm just overtired. I'm sure I'll feel much better after I take a shower and put on some clean clothes.
Well, you got time for a nap too, if you want to take one.
You know, I think I'll do that. It seems like I'm always nodding off these days, but I never feel rested.
Well, let me know if you need anything.
Where is the meeting going to be held?
Honey, how much did you have to drink at that party? You sound like you still a little tipsy.
I didn't drink anything.
That you can remember. But you know you better get yourself together before you show up at the Oswell house. You'll be sitting at the gate.
Oswell house?
Crazy old Bridget Oswell. Don't y'all always meet at her house?
Yes, yes. You just threw me off there for a moment with that Oswell nonsense.
Well, the meetings start at 12:30, and you losing time standing around here asking all these questions.
Well, I'll see you later.
Where you going?
I left my glasses on the chaise yesterday. I'm going out to the patio to get them.
With no shoes on and your back out?
See, this is what happens when you rush me. I don't know if I'm coming or going. Just leave me alone.
Ain't nobody bothering you. And your glasses ain't on the chaise. I found them in the freezer this morning. Here.
Why would I put my glasses in the freezer?
I guess the same reason you put the brown rice in the silverware drawer. You rushing too much. But ain't no harm. Enjoy your meeting.
Madeline exits. Lorna looks at the wall calendar and runs her hand over the note she's made on the current month's page. Act 1, Scene 4. 5 months later in August, flashback to the 1960s. Workplace chatter can be heard in the background. Olive, Darby, and young Lorna are seated at the table. The women wear headsets.
Something wrong. I ain't got no calls going on 10 minutes now. Should we tell somebody?
Hell no. Let them figure it out for themselves.
I don't care if we ever get another call. I hate this job.
You and Olive ain't never satisfied with nothing. This is a good job. Down south, I was cleaning white folks' toilets. This is decent work here, and I'm proud to have it.
Yes, Auntie Darby. Yes, I do believe your kerchief is crooked. You might want to check it.
Don't make fun of her, Olive. She's right. A lot of people are doing worse than we are.
And a lot of people are doing better. This place is nothing more than a modern-day plantation. And we sitting in the field. I want more than this for myself.
We want more too, but there's a way to go about things.
A delusional older Lorna enters the kitchen, water glass in hand.
Olive? Darby? Is that you?
Olive, Darby, and younger Lorna glance her way and welcome her to the table, but do not speak to her. Older Lorna cautiously takes a seat.
And what's that way? Sleeping with married men like you're doing? And taking some other woman's table scraps?
You two are going to get us all fired.
Me and you might have to go, but Miss Olive's safe. Supervisor's sweet on her.
She treats me no differently than anybody else.
Really? She ain't bring me no homemade pecan rolls last week. Did she bring you any, Lorna?
Leave it alone, Darby.
I'm just asking, because folks is talking.
Well, you tell those folks, if they have something to say, they can say it to my face.
Don't be so touchy. Y'all know I'm just joking, right? Right?
Keep doing that kind of joking. And I won't tell you about the place I found for us.
You found us a room?
Not a room, it's a 2-bedroom apartment on Chew and Shelton Avenue.
Say what?
You heard me.
That sounds expensive.
Not if we split the rent in 3 ways.
Who get the bedrooms?
The occupants who pays the most towards the rent, of course. That's only fair.
That's only fair. You're always making up rules for somebody else to follow. I can't hardly stand you sometimes. I don't even know how you stand with yourself.
Shh! The supervisor's coming.
Madeline enters the kitchen.
Lorna? Who's she talking to?
Act 1, Scene 5, 2 weeks later. It is a Saturday. Cicely enters the kitchen and finds a pot on the stove that has boiled over and is crusted with spaghetti sauce. Another pot has spaghetti noodles hanging over the rim. She turns off the stove and tosses both pots in the sink.
What the hell? Lorna, are you here? She's gonna burn this damn house down one day. Lorna,
It's Cicely. Where are you?
Lorna enters the house carrying a basket of garden tools.
Why are you yelling so? And how did you get in here?
The door was unlocked, and there was a pot on the stove that was about to catch fire, and I didn't know where you were.
I was in the garden, and that was my dinner. You ruined it.
Well, it's better for your dinner to be ruined than to have the house go up in flames, isn't it? I can fix you something else to eat.
You can't boil water. I'll starve before I eat your cooking.
Well, we'll get takeout then. My treat, okay?
I don't eat from everywhere. I'm very particular.
I'm sure we'll be able to find something you like.
Maybe. What brings you by here?
I saw Kathleen at the library yesterday, and she told me that you two were getting together to knit today. And I invited myself. I hope you don't mind. I want her to teach me the sugar cube stitch. For some reason, I just can't figure it out.
Kathleen? Kathleen is my friend. My best friend.
Yes, she is. Have you finished the hat you were knitting the last time I came over?
I don't knit.
When did you stop? This morning? You made the socks that I'm wearing right now.
I need to fix dinner.
Don't worry about dinner. I'll order something for us later. I promise.
A car horn sounds.
Oh, that must be Kathleen. I'm going to see if she needs any help with her stuff. Will you take a look at that pattern book and that cotton bamboo thread? I'm interested to know what you think.
Lorna goes over the table and takes a seat. She picks up a skein of yarn and a knitting needle. She looks at the items for a moment, almost as if seeing them for the first time. Act 1, Scene 6. 2 weeks later, flashback to the 1960s. Background noise suggests a wedding reception. Olive and Lorna are standing around the kitchen table taking a smoke break.
How long does it take to write a check?
They aren't going to pay us, Olive. I told you this was a bad idea, didn't I?
Well, Darby says she do these people. Do you have a light?
No, I don't have a light, and Darby thinks she knows everybody, but she doesn't, and that's the problem.
We're better than this. We should be wasting our time singing at weddings.
Well, last time I checked, Johnny Carson wasn't calling us, so we take what we can get.
Darby enters the room carrying a plate of wedding cake.
I got us some cake. I couldn't get but 1/4 though. Y'all can have that. I ain't too proud to eat with my fingers.
I don't want any cake.
Suit yourself.
Where's our money?
The parents say they ain't too pleased with us, so they not gonna pay. But we can eat all we want.
I can't pay my bills with a few slices of dry cake. And I didn't come here to sing for free.
I'm sorry, I didn't know things was gonna turn out like this.
You should have got the money up front. That's what I instructed you to do.
I don't have no head for business. I just like to sing.
What are we gonna do? I was depending on that money.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my pay. If I have to shake it out of that daggone bride.
You need to calm down. If you end up in jail, Lorna and me can't bail you out.
Why don't you shut up and eat your cake?
Lorna snatches the cake away and tosses it in the trash.
You can eat later. Let's do one last song before we get out of here.
You're right. And I know just the song. Come on, girls.
Good evening, everyone. My friends and I would like to dedicate a special song to the happy couple. May they enjoy many years of wedded bliss.
Got a range in my kitchen, cooks nice and brown. All I need is my man to turn my damper down. 'Cause I'm jealous, jealous, jealous heart in me. Lord, I'm just jealous, jealous as I can be. Gonna buy me a bulldog to watch him while I sleep, just to keep my man from his midnight creep. 'Cause I'm jealous, jealous, jealous heart in me. Lord, I'm just jealous, jealous as I can be.
Act 1, Scene 7. 5 months later in January of the next year, it is afternoon. Madeline's hands are covered with white gloves, and she is polishing silverware. There is a newspaper and a stack of bills on the kitchen table. Lorna enters the room wearing sandals and a floral print bathing suit with a sarong. She is carrying a large floppy hat and drinking sherry.
You came back.
Yeah, ain't like I got nowhere else to go at my age. And Las Vegas too fast for me. But I had a good vacation and I got to see my sister. How did you get along while I was gone?
Oh, I made do. I ate the casseroles you left. I went to a few movies.
What did you see?
You know, I can't recall. But Kathleen had a birthday. She's 71. I remember when we were teenagers, you know? I didn't think I'd live this long. Did you?
Well, I wasn't expecting to die before my time. I mean, it ain't like I wake up every morning asking the Lord to take me. Do you?
No, I don't. Is there any coffee left?
It's too late in the day to be drinking coffee. Have you some juice or some water? And why are you wearing a bathing suit?
I want to sit out by the pool before the sun goes down. Have you seen my sunglasses?
Lorna, it's the middle of January. Snow on the ground. And the weatherman calling for flurries tonight. This ain't the time of the year to be sitting out by no pool.
Well, you keep it so damn hot in this house, it's no wonder I've gotten all confused about the season.
Look like to me, you confused about a whole lot of things these days.
No more than you. And by the way, I smell smoke again when I woke up this morning.
Well, throw away your lighter and cigarettes in the trash can, then you won't smell it no more.
I have not had a cigarette in years. There's something wrong with the furnace. I told you that.
We had the furnace checked last month, and ain't nothing wrong with it. I told you that.
Well, when the house burns down around us, I guess you'll listen to me then. And we still need to do something about the bees. I'm tired of hearing them all day and night. Wait, they're buzzing now. Can't you hear that?
There ain't no bees in this house, Lorna.
You must be going deaf. They're all but swarming. Before long, we're gonna need jars for honey.
Mr. Tucker called, say he's gonna come by here tomorrow night to get some of his things out of the basement.
Oh, really? As if he's got some right to anything that's left in this house. That man never ceases to amaze me.
You planning to be here when he comes?
Of course. This is my house, and I'm not going to inconvenience myself on his account.
I thought you didn't want to see him.
I don't, but I'm not going to pass up an opportunity to spar. I hear he's been vacationing on Kauai Island and looking at houses in Key West with his 30-year-old lover, some fool he met online named Franco.
So?
So he's spending money that should have come to me.
Maybe you should have got a better lawyer.
I shouldn't have married him in the first place.
Well, we'd all set things right if we could call back, but we can't.
What do you think of Bernard's new relationship?
I don't think nothing about it.
Oh, come on. You must have some opinion as a church-going woman, I mean.
The Bible says, judge not, lest ye be judged.
Did you know he was gay?
I knew what went on in all y'all's private life won't none of my business. That's what I knew.
It was different. Different time when we first married, you know? Bernie's family would have disowned him if they'd known.
That's a shame.
Well, we made a life together, such as it was, and I became whatever he needed me to be at the time. We were best friends, and despite everything, I still love him. How foolish is that?
Ain't nothing foolish about loving somebody. There's some mail on the table for Mr. Tucker and some messages, phone messages for you.
You know, I should open Bernard's mail out of spite since he's too lazy to change his address. That will really tick him off.
You need to mind your own business. And call your son. You got 3 messages from him, and he sound upset.
Oh, he's just angry with me.
About what?
I made a decision about the house.
Without talking to him?
Well, when I wanted to talk to him, he wouldn't take my calls. And he couldn't be bothered to come over because he had to visit Cicely's mother.
And you begrudge him for that? I thought that woman broke her hip.
I don't care. That has nothing at all to do with me. I needed his advice.
Why was you needing his advice? I thought you was selling the house. What do he know about real estate?
I changed my mind. I took it off the market.
So Arlo mad at you because you done that?
No. Arlo is furious with me because I signed a reverse mortgage paperwork.
Lord have mercy.
After all, I almost lost my car. I decided to explore my options. I finalized everything a few months ago with help from the nicest man. I sent Arlo an email yesterday to let him know it was time.
You mean to tell me you signed over your house? That's what you saying? That's the stupidest thing I ever heard, Lorna.
Don't criticize me. What do you know?
My house bought and paid for, and I got sense enough not to sign it over to nobody. That's what I know.
Well, I simply made arrangements that will allow me to stay in this house until I die.
What about when you gone? What's going to be left for your son?
Well, that depends on him.
That ain't right, Lorna.
There is loud, insistent knocking at the back door.
Well, Arlo is here.
Madeline answers the door, and Arlo strides into the house.
What have you done?
I made a decision, dear. That's what you've been after me to do.
Madeline, I need to speak to my mother in private.
I still got work to be done around here.
It's fine, Madeline. You can go.
You gonna be all right?
Of course.
Madeline exits the kitchen.
Well, I'll see you in the morning. I'll leave by the front door.
Bye now. Have a lovely evening. It's so nice to see you. And to have you come over, son. How's Cicely's mother? And why didn't you let yourself in?
I forgot my keys. Why are you dressed like that?
Because I felt like it.
Well, you look ridiculous. And you need to put some clothes on.
Don't come in here talking to me like that.
You're lucky I'm talking to you at all. A reverse mortgage? Are you kidding me? Does Dad know what you're doing?
Your father left me. It's none of his business.
You should have called me.
I did call, but you were too busy to talk to me.
For God's sake, Mom. What do you want me to do? I can't spend all day on the phone with you. I have a job and a family.
I'm your family.
So you did this to get back at me. Is that it?
No. Let me explain something, son. After the divorce, I got this house and a few $1,000s. That's all. Because your cheap, lying father managed to hide the rest of his money.
You got $95,000 and you squandered it.
I didn't squander anything. I used some of the money to pay off the mortgage. I had to come current on my car loan. Then I had to replace the foundation, roof. And the air conditioning went out. And the taxes on this house cost me a fortune each year, Arlo.
You should still have some money left, Mom.
If I were Houdini, I might. But I have to eat. And then there's Madeline's salary.
I pay Madeline's salary.
Since when?
Since I got tired of her calling me about back wages.
Well, how charitable of you. Now that I know the money is flowing, I'll call you the next time I need something.
Now that the money is flowing, what are you talking about? I've always been willing to help you. That's why I don't understand what you were thinking when you got into a reverse mortgage. You could have come to me. Now I gotta hire a lawyer to see if there's a way out of this mess.
Arlo, look around you. Look at this house. It's falling down. And I am 73 years old. Do you think I can maintain a house like this on Social Security? And those crumbs your father gave me? I did what I had to do.
you were supposed to sell the house. And we were going to use the proceeds to move you into a nice retirement community. That was the plan we discussed.
I don't recall that.
You recall what you want to recall.
Do you know what happens in those places? I'm not talking about what they say in those glossy brochures where everyone's grinning and hobbling around and everyone's grinning and hobbling around on the tennis courts. I'm talking about the truth. And the truth is, they give you a key to your fancy condo, then they strap a coffin on your back. You're lucky if you last 3 years.
That is not true. Cicely's mother is very happy, and she has a beautiful place.
And a busted hip.
I don't even know why I try to reason with you.
I don't know either. We haven't been able to have a civil face-to-face conversation since you were 9 years old. As far as I'm concerned, we should just table this discussion until your sister and Sonia comes home this weekend.
What?
She can act as referee.
Mom, Annie isn't coming home.
Of course she is. She comes home from the university every Saturday, every third weekend. Oh my God, what time is it? She'll be here soon, and I need to go to the supermarket to get avocados and jalapenos for the chili.
Mom.
I'm going to run upstairs right now to put fresh linen on Aunt Sonia's bed. And Arlo, don't just keep standing there. Take off your coat and start chopping some onions and garlic for the chili. You know the recipe. It's the one we always make. And put on some music. I want to hear some James Brown.
Mom, please, I cannot do this with you.
Arlo, you just need to relax. Every time I see you, you have your shoulders up around your ears. Come on, dance with me.
Mom, stop it.
What? When Annie gets here, she'll dance with me.
Mom, Annie is gone. You know that. She was in the towers. She called you, remember?
Of course I remember. Do you think a day goes by when I don't think about my daughter? Or that good-for-nothing husband of hers? Crying on the phone every night telling me how much he loved Aunt Sonia, how much he cherished her.
He did, Mom. She was his whole life.
Is that why he was sleeping with her best friend 6 months later? Your sister wasn't even cold in her grave before they were announcing her pregnancy. Sickening.
Lincoln was in a lot of pain, Mom. And he was lonely. They both were.
I'm lonely too. But you don't see me falling into bed with Bernie's friends. And don't think they haven't been calling since he left, because they have.
Listen, why don't you come home with me? And we can still make the chili.
Chili? Who said anything about chili? All you ever think about is stuff in your gut.
You know what? It's starting to snow. I'm going to warm the car up, okay? When I come back inside, I'll pack you an overnight bag, and then we'll leave.
I'm not going to your house. I don't like your wife, and she doesn't like me. She just puts on a good show.
Cicely is staying with her mother, and you shouldn't be alone.
I won't be alone. Your father's coming later.
He told me he was coming tomorrow.
Well, that's later, isn't it?
Mom, please. I'm worried about you.
I'm worried about you. Are you losing weight? I know your wife doesn't cook.
Mom, are you all right?
Better than you.
You don't seem well.
Because I won't come home with you.
No, I mean, you just seem...
Seem what?
Depressed, confused. I don't know. You're just not yourself.
You've upset me.
When was the last time you saw a doctor?
I don't know.
I'm going to make an appointment for you.
I'm not going to any doctors, but make all the appointments you like. Just leave. I don't want to look at you anymore.
Arlo leaves. Lorna begins to dance. Act 1, Scene 8. 5 months later in June, flashback to the 1960s. Olive is sitting downstage writing in a notebook. The sound of birds suggests that she is outdoors.
I told you this where she was hiding. You want some company?
Sure, why not? Is anyone else coming?
Darby grabs the notebook.
No, it's just us. What's this?
Nothing.
Look like something to me. Catch, Lorna.
Hot potato.
Stop it! You play too much, both of you.
I'm sorry, Liv. I really am. What are you writing? A letter?
No, just some ideas.
For what?
She planning to start her own phone company, girl. You didn't know.
I'm just writing some ideas for an opera.
That's interesting.
Darby takes Olive's lunch bag.
Can I have half your sandwich?
Yes. Why don't you help yourself?
Thank you. Is this ham?
No, it's egg salad.
No, I don't like egg salad. And this bread is stale.
Well, don't eat it. And next time, bring your own food.
Lorna hands Darby half of her sandwich.
What's it called?
What?
Your opera. What are you going to call it?
Sacred ground. I always think about how the ground we walk on is rich with blood from our ancestors. How we're holding on to the promise of their sacrifice, even if change is slow in coming. And I think there's a story there. And I want to tell it through song.
That's a beautiful idea.
Nothing will come of it.
It could, one day. I think you really ought to consider...
Your girl's getting way too serious over there. Lorna, tell Olive about your new boyfriend.
I told you that in confidence. Can't you keep anything to yourself?
No, she can't. So, you met someone.
Yes. I wasn't sure of him at first, but
now she ready to meet the family.
Do we know him? What's his name?
Bernard Tucker. I don't think you know him.
Is he white? Because that's a white sounding name.
Wait. I know him, don't I? He's the man who sat down front at the club last month. I saw him smiling at you.
Oh, yeah, that high yellow Negro who works in insurance and requested a song. That was the sharp suit he was wearing. He got it at Gimbel's.
Now, how do you know so much about him?
I talk to people and ask questions. That wasn't no crime last time I checked. So, when do we finally get to meet him?
He'll be at the club next Saturday night, and he's taking me to church on Sunday. And in a few weeks, we're going to a play over at Temple University.
Well, that's nice, but just don't let him distract you. Our music has to come first. You do understand that, right?
Yes, but I've never met anyone like him. He makes me feel special.
That's what they all say in the beginning.
Don't mind her. She just jealous because she don't have no boyfriend.
You don't know what I have.
Well, if you got somebody, why ain't we seen him yet? Is he married?
No, that's your cup of tea. I don't like leftovers.
Well, you don't know what you're missing, because leftovers pretty good if they heat it up.
I swear, you two fuss like an old married couple.
She started it.
Well, you can finish it later. Lunch is over. We need to get back to work. You know how they watch the clock. You coming, Olive?
In a minute.
Act 1, Scene 9. 5 months later in November, Madeline is in the kitchen cleaning up. Lorna enters carrying some dirty dishes.
You know Arlo and Cicely could have at least cleared the table after I fed them Thanksgiving dinner. They didn't even offer to help.
Oh, I think they helped you plenty. Weren't you glad when Arlo told you that him and Cicely finally got you out of that reverse mortgage mess you got into? It was the best news I heard all year.
He did that for himself.
He done it for you, and you ought to be grateful.
Well, I didn't ask him to do it. But I am going to ask him to have my lace tablecloth dry cleaned. That little Lowry got cranberry sauce all over it. And then she laughed.
She's a child, Lorna.
She's silly. And girls like that grow up to be foolish women.
Laurie, plenty smart.
Certainly smarter than her mother. Did you see what that woman was wearing? White taffeta to an informal family gathering. I wanted to sling some gravy on her.
You jealous of Cicely? That's why she get to you so bad?
She took my son away from me.
Well, it looks like she make him happy.
There's trouble in that marriage. I can see it.
You see what you want to see.
A mother senses things. My son is not happy. I need to talk to him.
You ain't gonna be satisfied till that boy stops speaking to you.
Do you know they eloped?
Nothing wrong with that.
Talking to you is like talking to a washboard.
Lorna, we got 2 pieces of this pumpkin pie left. You want a slice? With some eggnog?
I suppose so. But only if the eggnog has bourbon in it.
Is there any other way to drink eggnog?
Were you ever married?
Yeah, and I loved him. But he didn't bring nothing but good looks and hard times. And 2 years was all I could take with him. And that was too long.
And you never remarried?
One husband was a gracious plenty for me. And then my brother and his wife got to doing heroin, and I had to raise my niece. And that girl was a mess, coming from a broken home like that. But she turned out all right. She's gonna graduate college next year. I'm right proud of her.
As you should be. My Annie is a fine attorney. She's going to be a judge one day.
Lorna, I thought your daughter passed.
She graduated from Columbia University, top of her class.
Lorna?
It's been a long day. I think I'm going to head up to bed.
Act 1, Scene 10. 2 weeks later in December, flashback to the 1960s. The Silver Rosettes stand downstage in front of music stands.
You gotta see your mama every night, or you can't see your mama at all. You gotta kiss your mama, treat her right, or she won't be home when you call. Now, I don't like that kind of man who works on the installment plan. You gotta see your mama every night, or you can't see your mama at all.
Stop, stop, stop! What in the world is wrong with you, girl, hollering like that?
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? Singing all off key the way you're doing.
Well, for one thing, I'm about to freeze, and I don't like this song. I told you that. And I don't understand why we gotta keep singing this old-timey mess. We need to get with it.
This old-timey mess is our signature sound. It's what people want to hear from us.
The Supreme singing I Hear Symphony and traveling around the world selling out concerts while we down here in my cousin's basement, practicing songs that don't nobody know and about to catch cold. We a joke.
Well, why don't you just join another group? Or put together your own? No one's stopping you. Then you can run things.
She's not saying she wants to leave the group, Olive. She's just saying that the Supremes are glamorous and sophisticated, just like their sound, and if we ever want to be in their league, we need to change.
You wasting your breath, Lorna. Olive don't get it. If Barry Gordy was to come through the front door right now, she'd go out the back.
Say what you want, but 20 or 30 years from now, the Supremes won't be around. The Silver Rosettes are here to stay. And I got the record to prove it.
What?
Olive pulls a record from her bag.
Ladies, may I present the Silver Rosettes' first single, Love in Spring. Written by your very own Miss Darby Gingham and Miss Lorna Bray Tucker.
Say what? Let me see that.
Oh my, look here, Lorna. This is amazing. I can't believe it. How many copies do we have?
We got 10. Counting this one.
We give your boyfriend, our manager, all our savings, and you tell me that didn't get us but 10 records?
Herbert did the best he could by us.
This right here is his best. We need a new plan, girl.
We don't know anybody, Darby. That's why we can't get a break.
Well, I see Tammy Terrell walk around Philly all the time. She know people, and that chance I get, I'm gonna ask her for some help.
You don't need to bother Miss Terrell. Herbert knows his job.
Well, he needs to act like it, because I don't see him doing nothing but strutting around here in them loud-ass checker pants looking like a clown.
Herbert is competent and fair.
Fair? Girl, don't talk to me about fair. Herbert ain't the one up on stage sweating and singing till he hoarse. We are. And all I know is I can't hardly buy a tube of lipstick with the money he give us, and that ain't right.
Well, he's due his cut. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't get any gigs.
He's stealing, Olive, okay? From the group, and probably take it from you, too. Keep thinking that man is in love here. All he see when he look at you is a dollar sign.
Darby, You don't have to be so mean-spirited. We just need a new manager is all.
Lord knows you ain't never lied.
Olive, do you agree?
No, but I'll speak to Herbert in the morning.
Well, it's settled then. We'll find somebody else next week if we can.
I can't fire Herbert. Not after all he's done for us.
What all he done for us? He doing you. And y'all's fornicating ain't got nothing to do with me.
You are one hateful witch.
I agree with her, Olive, because all she's saying is that we need somebody who can help us get our big break. And if Herbert can't do that, he's of no use to us. Surely you can see that.
She can't see nothing with them big rosy glasses on.
I said I will talk to Herbert. That's all I can do.
Thank you. Now, can we just get back to work? I want us to do If I Had You.
All right, I can sing lead.
That song is so tired. I would do anything for you. It's better for your vocal style, Darby.
Okay, well, Olive, you take the lead in Black Coffee, and then we can finish out our set with Why Don't You Do Right?
Well, I have a better idea.
I know you do.
Darby.
Don't mind me.
As I was saying, I have a better idea. Why don't we start the set with Fever?
Darby takes a swig from her flask.
Okay, I like that.
Good. Well, you can sing lead then.
Nope, that's not for me.
Why do you have to be so disagreeable?
I ain't being disagreeable. I'm saying we need Lorna to sing the lead because I ain't got no boyfriend right at the moment. And you know, good as I do, when you sing Fever, it needs to come from a real place. You need to be thinking about how it feel when your man do it right. Every night, child.
All night, every night? What sort of men are you acquainted with?
You know what I mean, heifer. The point is, people would pay to hear to good singing like that.
She's right, but we don't need to do Fever. Let's sing Love in Spring.
Now, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, let's take it from the top. I want to get home. I'm getting tired.
The women take their seats on wooden stools. Then Lorna sings the first few verses of Love in Spring before Olive and Darby join in. Act 1, Scene 11. 5 months later in May of the next year, Lorna enters the kitchen and slumps into a seat at the table. Madeline enters.
Oh, hey, I didn't know you was back. You all right?
Yes, I just got home.
Well, I wish you'd been a minute earlier, because Cicely and the kids just left, and Kathleen called. She says she coming by here to pick you up at 6:30 this evening. Lorna, you hear me?
I'm sorry. What?
I said Cicely and the kids come by here to see you. And Kathleen...
How many times have I told Cicely to call before she shows up here?
She a woman with 2 small children. She got to get out the house when she can. And she needed to borrow your soup train.
That's the real reason she came.
You got a cupboard full of porcelain, and you ain't using none of it. So what sense does it make for Cicely to have to buy her own soup terrain?
I had to buy mine.
You can be hateful as you want to be sometimes. You know that? Here's a message from Kathleen. She called right after you left.
What does she want?
I just told you. She said y'all got dinner reservations for tonight, and she'll be around here at 6:30 to pick you up. And she wearing yellow, so don't you wear the same color.
I don't want to go anywhere tonight, but thank you for taking the message.
You worn out from the driver's license office, ain't you? You ought to know better than to go to the DMV on a Friday at 11 o'clock. I'm surprised you back this soon. They give you a license today, or they're going to mail it to you.
I didn't pass the test.
They gave you a road test now?
No. This was a sign test.
That's the easiest test they got. Didn't you study that paper I gave you?
I lost the paper.
Well, how many signs did you miss?
I don't know. All of them, I guess.
How you gonna fail the whole darn test? You mean to tell me you don't know what a stop sign look like?
I got confused.
Well, how are you planning to get around with no license?
I'll get my renewal sooner or later.
The insurance company don't understand no sooner or later when it comes to driving. You better study and get back to that DMV office on Monday morning. You should have went before Mother's Day like I told you to.
I'm not sure I'll be ready by Monday.
Well, if you mess around here and get a ticket for expired license, you know Arlo gonna fuss at you.
Don't say a word to him about this. I just need to have my I just need to have my eyeglasses checked.
You just got new glasses last month, Lorna. You was complaining about how much they cost you.
I think it must be the bifocal lenses. I never have gotten used to those lines in them.
No line worked pretty good for me. You ought to check into getting a pair of them. Or look into that LASIK surgery. My sister got 20/20 vision since she had that done. And your doctor say that...
Yes, well, I'm gonna lie down for a while. I have a headache.
I'll bring you some aspirins. You had any lunch? What's the matter?
I'm scared, Maddie. It feels like I'm going crazy.
Because you failed the test? Don't get yourself so worked up. People fail that test every day.
It's not just a test. It feels like something has come undone in my head, like something's missing.
It's just tension is all.
Well, if I don't pass the test, what if I don't pass the test when I go back?
I bet you pass. But if you don't, me and you will figure something out, just like we always do.
I don't deserve you, Maddie. I just don't deserve you.
No, you don't. But you're stuck with me all the same.
End of Act 1. Intermission. We will now take a 5-minute break. Act 2, Scene 1. Still in the month of May, 2 weeks later, flashback to the 1960s. Darby, Lorna, and Olive are sitting at the kitchen table.
Whew, they loved us tonight.
Yes, they did.
It was a good crowd, all right. But my dog's barking now.
That's what you get for stuffing your big feet into my shoes.
Darby pulls money from her bra.
Kiss my ass, Lorna. Just for that, I ought to keep your part. But I'm an honorable woman, so here you go, heifer.
Where did this money come from?
All them pictures Lorna took of us. I got the idea to autograph them and sell them.
Well, I thought you didn't have a head for business.
I don't, but I got a head for figures. Now, Lorna, make sure you take some pictures before our next show. I'm gonna raise the price.
Does Herbert know anything about this?
This right here ain't none of Herbert's concern.
Well, he's our manager.
Girl, I swear, you ain't been back with that nigga hardly 2 months and you already falling back into your old ways. You more concerned about him than yourself.
Herbert works hard for us all.
Well, I'll be more likely to believe that when I'm on stage at the Apollo, in the Uptown Theater, in the Tonight Show.
Don't hold your breath.
Well, if other groups got in, we can too. It might take a little time, but we'll get there.
And when we do, we'll have the audience on their feet.
You know it. Why are you so quiet tonight, Lorna?
I have a lot on my mind.
You and Bernard had some kind of falling out, didn't you? I read your horoscope this morning. It said to be careful in matters of love.
No. He asked me to marry him. And I said yes.
Y'all that serious? What happened to that old dude who gave you that high-priced red dress? The one you was two-timing Bernard with?
I was never two-timing Bernie. Jacob and I were just friends.
Do he need another friend?
Can we just congratulate Lorna? When is the big day?
Late August. We're having a small ceremony at Aunt Jen's, and I want you two to stand up with us. You're like sisters to me.
We'll be there. I just got to get my hair straightened, and I need a new dress, something that'll show off my hips.
Oh, I'm happy for you, Lorna. But don't forget, we have to go to Washington, D.C. the last week of September. And we might have the chance to perform in Detroit in November.
I'm not going to be able to make it to either of those dates. Bernard wants me to leave the group after we're married.
What do you want?
A family. And I can't be out at all times of night with the baby at home. Once I'm a wife, I'll have to give up some things.
Including your dreams? What is he giving up?
Marriage is partnership. It's about sacrifice.
Yeah, but it sounds like you the only one making a sacrifice, honey.
I know another girl who can replace me.
We ain't looking to replace you. Me and Liv will carry on, but your place will be here as long as you want.
That's awful kind of you.
Well, you have a beautiful voice. Don't ever let anyone take it from you.
She right. It ain't never gonna be as good as mine, though, but she right.
Act 2, Scene 2. 5 months later in October, Cicely is sitting at the table. She is on a cell phone call with Arlo.
What are you doing here?
So, you're gonna miss another soccer game? Is that what you're saying? I sound irritated because I am Arlo. I may as well be a single parent. I don't want to hear about your workload. You have a staff. And you're such a fucking perfectionist. You'd allow them to help you. You aren't doing me any favors. I don't care if you come to the game or not. Your daughter, Lowry, remember her? She'll be the one searching the stands looking for you. Not me. Oh, really? Well, don't put yourself out now. We can't have that. I sent you the season schedule twice already, and I'm not sending it to you again. I have to go. I'm at your mother's house.
I said, what are you doing here?
Hi, Lorna. It's a beautiful song you were singing. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
That's because it's old, like me. What are you doing here?
I came by to return your soup tureen. How are you?
I've been better. Where's Madeline?
She went to a retirement party, and she said you were resting, and I thought I could visit when you woke up. I bought some blueberry scones from that bakery you like.
That place is expensive. You just love spending Arlo's money, don't you?
I have my own money.
that when you have no job?
I have a job. I've always worked as a sociologist. You know that.
Oh, yes, you're making the world better. What are you researching now? How to be idle?
I'm studying Chinese teenagers who come to the United States for high school.
And what good is that going to do anyone?
Well, the kids are separated from their parents for a long time. So, I'm interested in the challenges they face. And I think the data I'm collecting will potentially help other populations.
Why don't you study teenagers living in public housing right here in this city? They have challenges.
That's not my area.
Not your area? How can't you just turn a blind eye?
Lorna, please. Let's just have some tea. I didn't come here to debate my work.
I'm not Wait a minute. Who are those people in my garden?
They're landscapers that Arlo hired. We've used them before. They do good work.
Well, clearly your standards are not as high as mine. Just look at how they're hacking away at my mums and dahlias.
They know what they're doing.
They are destroying my garden, and you've been trying to distract me. Who's in charge out there?
Salvador. He owns the company. Now, please, come sit. It'll be fine. You'll see.
No, I need to go speak to this Salvador person. He needs to be set straight about some things.
We can have the flowers replaced, okay? Please, just have some tea.
And who's going to pay?
Arlo and I will take care of everything, I promise. Now, please, just let the crew finish their work. There's no
I don't like the looks of them. They're not the right sort of people for this neighborhood.
A lawnmower and leaf blower can be heard close to the house before a rock hits the window.
That's it. I'm going out there.
Wait! Let me speak to Salvador.
She opens the door and shouts,
Ten cuidado. Gracias. I'm sorry about that, but at least the window pane didn't break.
Why did you come over here?
To return your suit tureen. And I have tickets to a charity luncheon. I thought we should go together.
Lorna gets up and goes back to the window to watch the gardeners.
I won't be able to make it.
I haven't given you a date yet.
I'm busy.
Arlo's company is sponsoring a table. It would mean a lot to him if you came.
Well, I can't always please him. What are they doing to my rose bushes? I'm going out there.
Lorna, please don't.
Young man, may I have a word?
Act 2, Scene 3. 2 weeks later, flashback to the early 1970s. Olive is seated at the table having a cup of coffee. Lorna enters.
How's Darby doing?
She's in some pain, but resting.
A miscarriage is a hard thing. I had one myself when I was in college.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
It wasn't meant to be. I remember that I called my boyfriend at the time, but he wouldn't answer my calls. Then a year later, I saw him on the street with another girl. He acted like he didn't even know me.
I'm so sorry, Liv.
It's okay. I haven't thought about him in a long time.
I didn't know Darby was pregnant. We just talked 3 days ago and she never said a thing.
She was afraid you'd think less of her. Her boyfriend is married. And they met in Atlantic City.
Has he been here or called?
No, but he'll probably show up in a few months after everything is over. That's his kind.
She won't take him back.
Yes, she will. She thinks he knows what to do with the fire inside of her.
She can do better.
She can, but she hasn't figured that out yet.
How are things with you and Herbert?
We broke up again. For good this time. He was tired of me and I was tired of him.
You'll find someone else.
Already have.
Olive offers Lorna a cigarette.
You want one?
No, Bernard doesn't like for me to smoke.
Well, Bernard isn't here. Speaking of, where does he think you are right now?
I told him I was coming up here to Philly to visit Aunt Jen. She had a stroke last spring and lost use of her right side. She's still mean as ever, though. 89 years old, and other than the stroke, she's probably healthier than you and me.
The mean ones last a long time. No one wants them on the other side. What's Bernard up to these days?
He's working and going to law school.
Law school? I thought he was planning to make his fortune in insurance.
I don't know that he'll finish, or if he'll practice law if he does, but his studies keep him occupied and he leaves me alone.
That's something I guess.
More than you know. When he gets deep in his studies, he doesn't have time to criticize me and tell me how worthless I am.
He talks to you in that way? And you allow it? Honey, that man would be reminiscing about me by now.
That's just Bernard. He doesn't mean any harm. How's the group?
Now, not the same without you. We have a new girl, but she's not working out. Darby and I plan to let her go soon.
Did you ever get into the uptown?
Almost, but I ended up with laryngitis the day before we were set to perform. It figures, doesn't it? But guess who I saw last month?
Who?
Leontine Price. And I got her autograph. And I gave her a copy of Sacred Ground.
Wow. How'd you manage that?
I have my ways, girl.
Maybe one day you'll get to sing with her.
Maybe. And in the meantime, I still love to sing Puccini in the shower. Just ask my neighbors. Girl, I'm going to go sit with Darby. Can you heat up some soup? She might be getting hungry.
Sure. And I'll run down to Kurth's Seafood later to get you and me something to eat.
Thanks, that sounds really good. I'll treat. Just grab some money from my purse.
Olive exits. Lorna rises from the table, then stops short. She eyes the cigarettes, then takes one and tucks it into her bra. Act 2, Scene 4. 5 months later in March of the next year. It is a Thursday evening. Madeline is preparing to leave for the day, and she has her back to the door. Lorna enters the house. Her clothes are torn, and she has an abrasion on her chin and a bloody nose. She staggers toward the table. Madeline places containers of food in the refrigerator without glancing back.
I thought I was going to miss you. You stayed gone so long. Did you and Kathleen have a good time? I made a quiche. Do you want me to cut you some fruit before I go? Lorna? Lorna? Oh, Lord. What happened to you?
Lorna falls into a chair.
Can I get some water, please?
Madeline takes a bottle of water from her tote bag and quickly hands it to Lorna.
Here, drink. Did somebody beat you up? Where was you at? We got to call the police.
No, we can't call the police.
Whoever done this to you got to be caught. I'm calling 911.
I said no. And please don't tell Bernard.
I ain't gonna tell him.
Don't say anything. Do you understand? He'll send the children away. Promise me that you won't say anything. Lucy, please, promise me.
Lorna, I'm Madeline.
Promise me, please.
I promise. Now let's go to a doctor.
I can't go to a doctor. He might tell Bernard.
Madeline slowly guides Lorna out of the room.
Okay, we won't go to no doctor. But let's get you upstairs and get you cleaned up. Just walk slow.
Moments later, Arlo enters the house. He's dressed in a suit and tie.
Mom, are you here? Mom!
Arlo rummages in a drawer for a notepad and pen.
Oh, hi, Madeline. I was just about to leave a note. I didn't think anyone was home. Is Mom out for the evening?
No. She here.
Good. I'll speak to her in a minute. But have you seen the bag of clothes that she wanted me to take to the women's shelter? She called me this morning and asked me to pick it up. And Cicely and I are on our way to a party at Hyco Lake, so I thought I'd drop by.
I ain't seen no clothes. But I need to talk to you about your mother.
Okay, sure. What's up?
She had an accident.
I am not surprised. Did she rear-end someone? That's what Cicely's mother did last year. We had to take her car keys away. And the car. Has Mom already contacted the insurance company?
She won't in the car. Somebody beat her up, I think.
Wait, what? Where is she?
Upstairs.
Upstairs? She should be at the hospital.
Madeline blocks Arlo's way.
Wait, please. Please, just let it be for now. I gotta calm down. and she's soaking in the tub. You can go up in a few minutes, but I need to talk to you first.
No, you need to get out of my way.
Please just hear me out.
Do you have the name of the hoodlums who hurt my mother?
No, I don't know no names.
Well, then you need to step on out my way.
Wait, please listen.
Why? You don't know nothing.
I know she was taking pictures at the bus stop and somebody got after her. Kids, maybe. And she's been calling me Lucy since she got back.
Lucy Bexley used to be our housekeeper. She looked after Ansonia and me when Mom wanted to go out to take pictures. But Dad didn't approve of that, so he fired Lucy.
I see.
How old were the kids? The ones who hurt Mom?
I don't know. Sound like they was teenagers.
Well, did you call the police and are they on their way?
No, she wouldn't let me call nobody.
She wouldn't let you? What are you talking about? You're telling me that my mother took a beating and you couldn't pick up the damn phone to dial 911? The hell is wrong with you?
She was scared and talking out of her head. I don't even know how she got back here. She ain't supposed to be driving. I thought she was with Kathleen, but she won't.
Cicely enters the house. She is wearing a cocktail dress.
Arlo, what's taking you so long? We're going to be late. Oh, hi, Madeline. Is something wrong?
Yeah, Mom got beat up by some kids downtown. Tonight or earlier in the day, we're not sure.
What? Oh, my God.
Yeah, she's upstairs. Look, can you go up and help her get dressed? Then we can take her to the hospital?
Yes, of course.
Cicely quickly exits.
Look, I'm going to bring the car around front, and Madeline, you lock up on your way out.
I think your mother's mind is slipping.
What are you talking about?
She can't half remember nothing. And she walking around here talking to herself, eating 4 or 5 meals a day. I clean up, and she go right behind me and mess things up. She remind me of somebody who got old-timers disease. Ain't no telling what happened to her last night.
Why haven't you said something before now?
It won't my place. And you've been over here. Ain't you seen nothing?
She's forgetful at times, yes, but I haven't witnessed anything as extreme as what you're describing.
I'm sorry, but I just ain't believing that.
We're ready, Arlo. Bring the car around front. Hurry, please.
We'll discuss this later.
Madeline gathers her purse and tote bag.
Ain't nothing else to discuss, far as I'm concerned. I done told you all I know. You do with it what you will. Tell your mother I'll be in around noon tomorrow. I got some business to take care of in the morning.
Act 2, Scene 5. 2 weeks later, Lorna and Arlo are playing a game of dominoes at the kitchen table. Lorna's wrist is in a cast.
I won.
Timon, you cheated.
I did not.
You know what? I underestimated you.
You get that from your father. Do you want a beer?
A beer would be great, thanks.
Lorna hands Arlo his beer and takes her seat.
See what you think about that.
Very good. I like it.
I knew you would.
And it's local. I have to buy some for myself.
Arlo takes another sip of his beer, then sets it aside.
That's all you want? A few sips? We don't waste good beer in this house, boy.
I know, Ma, I know. I'll finish it before I go. I promise. I was just hoping that we could talk.
Oh, Lord. I don't want to talk. I want to play dominoes.
Okay. Please, Ma, just hear me out. I heard from the detective who's working on your case.
My case?
Yeah. She's still trying to find the kids who beat you up. And she wants to interview you again. Will you talk to her next week?
Are we going to play dominoes?
Is that your way of saying that you don't want to talk to her?
I want to play dominoes.
Jesus, Mom, can you just answer the question?
What questions?
Never mind. It doesn't matter.
You seem upset. Why are you so upset?
I'm not upset. I'm just tired.
Well, go to bed.
Arlo's phone alarm goes off.
Is that your alarm clock? Do you carry it around in your pocket?
No, it's a reminder. You have some doctor's appointments this afternoon.
You and your doctors. I'm not sick.
You have to get your cash checked. Then you're going to see a neurologist at the Alzheimer's clinic.
Alzheimer's. That's what they say I have.
Yes.
That's not good.
Well, look, at least we know what we're dealing with, and Cicely and I are going to do all we can to get you the best possible care.
I don't trust that woman. She doesn't wear pantyhose.
Cicely's concerned about you, Mom.
She's sneaky. Does she know that I don't have any money? I don't want her coming over here trying to lace my tea and coffee with something so she can send me to an early grave.
Mom, she doesn't care about your money, and no one is going to lace your tea and coffee.
This is about my will, isn't it?
This is not about your will. I'm not concerned about that.
I bet Sissy is. So you can tell her that I left what little I have to you and the children. But her name's in there too. She'll get my salamander brooch.
Your salamander brooch?
Yes, it's fake. But at least I thought of her. And when she wears it, people will have something to look at other than her cleavage.
Mom, I see what you're trying to do, but your insults are not going to get to me, okay? Now, Cicely and I have done some research, and there are some promising Alzheimer's treatments being developed here and abroad. Something's bound to come available in the next 5 to 7 years, and the doctor you're seeing today is...
I don't want to be experimented on for some medical journal. And I'm not going to any appointments.
Oh, you are going. The doctors are trying to help you.
They're trying to help themselves. I don't need them.
Oh, you don't? Well, tell me, Mom. Who is the president?
The person who took the oath of office. Who else would it be?
When were you and Dad married?
Now, that's one date that's not worth remembering.
What was the name of your old singing group?
You mean to tell me you don't know?
You called yourselves the Silver Rosettes.
I knew that. Now stop badgering me.
Do you remember Aunt Olive and Aunt Darby?
Who?
They were your friends. You all used to sing together. I've been thinking about getting in contact with them. I'm sure I could find them.
Find them? They're not lost. I know where they are.
Well, would you give me their contact information, please?
I'd rather not.
What's your favorite color, Mom?
What's today?
It's Tuesday. When's your birthday?
Stop badgering me!
What did you have for breakfast yesterday?
I said stop it.
I'm taking you to your appointments.
Well, suit yourself, but it won't change a thing.
You don't know that. And I'm going to talk to Madeline about your diet.
There's nothing at all wrong with my diet. I'm on a steady regimen of sherry and gin. I take a drink in the morning and one in the evening. When I can't remember.
Mom, I'm not joking. And I need you to listen to me, okay?
I'm all ears, son.
I'm just saying that I think your diet needs a change. Look, I've been reading that there's a possible correlation between diet and cognition. And there's something called the mind diet that we can try.
Are we going to play dominoes? I want to play dominoes.
Mom, please let me help you.
What's today?
Listen, Mom. Let's go away somewhere this weekend, just the two of us. We could go visit cousin Gwendolyn up in Chesapeake. She called me just the other day asking about you.
I don't want to see her.
Well, is there any other family member that you would like to see?
My mother didn't want me, so she passed me around to any uncles and aunties and cousins who would take me. They're all dead now, or at least they're dead to me.
I see.
What's today?
It's Tuesday, Mom. It's Tuesday.
Arlo gets up from the table abruptly and leaves the room.
Where are you going, young man? Are we going to play dominoes? I want to play dominoes.
Act 2, Scene 6. 5 months later in the month of August, Madeline comes in. Lorna is sitting at the kitchen table. The kitchen is a mess with dirty pots, pans, dishes, and utensils everywhere.
Lord, I made it just in time. It's pouring down out there. How you doing today?
Fine.
What's all this here?
Kathleen cooked for me.
Kathleen is out of the country, over there in India somewhere. You made this mess.
I did?
Yes, you did. Has Cicely been here? I told her I was going to be late today.
Cicely?
Your daughter-in-law, Lorna.
Did I get any mail?
Mailman ain't come yet. He's at the bottom of the hill when I was turning onto the street. You expecting something?
No.
Well,
Madeline is interrupted by the doorbell.
I know that's the mailman. I don't know how many times I got to tell him to come to the back door. He made me walk all the way through the house when he got a package. It don't make no sense. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Lorna goes to the window, then opens the back door. Madeline re-enters.
Well, you got some magazines and some bills.
Daisy? Where are you, girl? Daisy? Come in this house. Daisy?
Who you calling, Lorna?
That damn dog. I told the children to bring her in at the first sign of rain, but they don't listen. God only knows where she's gotten to, but I'm sure she'll show up tonight when it's time to eat and track mud all over the house. Did Bernard say what time he'll be home tonight?
No, he didn't say.
He'll be angry if the house isn't spotless, you know.
Well, I'll have a mop ready.
Did Bernard say what time he's coming home tonight?
No, he didn't say.
Act 2, Scene 7. 2 weeks later, flashback to June 6, 1968. Olive, Darby, and Lorna are gathered around the table watching a news broadcast on an old television set.
Senator Robert Kennedy has died. Kennedy was fatally shot at the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles just moments after winning the California Democratic primary. Born into a political family in Brooklyn, Massachusetts on November 20th, 1925, Kennedy served as Attorney General of the United States from 1961 until...
Turn it off! I can't take it anymore.
Darby switches off the television.
I just can't believe it. First it was Dr. King, now Bobby Kennedy died. Ain't no hope for this country.
I'm just in shock.
Why is there so much hate in this world?
All is the same deep down. Folks don't want to see that, though.
At least they caught that James Earl Ray. They say he'll stand trial for killing Dr. King.
That's not going to bring him back.
You think that man killed Dr. King all by himself? Shit, girl, you better start thinking for yourself and stop believing everything people tell you.
I don't know what to think anymore or what to do.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look into going to a Black Panthers meeting. I've been thinking about it for a while now, but I wasn't ready. But I'm ready now.
I'm ready too. You with us, Lorna?
Bernard says that group is going to get our people killed.
He a damn coward.
Negroes have been dying, Lorna. Medgar Evers, Emmett Till, Malcolm X, Dr. King. Those poor little girls at the 16th Street Baptist Church. Before that, it was lynchings. How many of our brothers and sisters have to take their last breath before we see some change?
Dr. King believed in nonviolent resistance.
And he's 6 feet under now.
Boycotts and sit-ins not gonna get it, girl. I'm planning to see the mountaintop before I die, and if I gotta push some other people out the way to get there, that's what I'm gonna do.
Violence is not the answer. We can use our voices to help the cause. We should dedicate our next show to Dr. King and Senator Kennedy. We can sing Ain't Nobody Gonna Let Nobody Turn Me Around, Go Down Moses, and We Shall Overcome.
We shall overcome. That's a beggar song. I'm done with begging.
Damn right.
I'm going to pray for you girls.
I don't need you praying for me. I'm praying for myself. Praying for the courage to keep going. So I don't fall into despair and give up.
You wasting your breath, Olive.
You're right. Let's get out of here.
Lorna jumps up from the table.
Wait!
Why? Are you coming?
No.
Well, I guess I'll see you later then.
As Olive and Darby exit the room, Lorna returns to her seat at the table and flips the television back on.
If you are just joining us, it is with great sadness that I must report that Senator Robert F. Kennedy has died. As a nation, we extend our deepest sympathy to the Kennedy family. Senator Kennedy was a true statesman, a symbol of hope, and he leaves behind.
Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go.
Act 2, Scene 8. 5 months later in January of a new year, Lorna comes in from outside wearing a bathrobe and slippers. She is carrying her purse and a grocery bag that holds a carton of milk and a box of cereal.
Where in the world you been? I was about to go out looking for you.
Shh! You'll wake the children.
Where you been? It's 28 degrees out there, Lorna.
I went to the store for milk and cereal. We were out.
How you managed to get to the store?
I don't know.
Did somebody take you?
Will you get some bowls and bananas? And Arlo likes bananas in his cornflakes.
Lorna opens the box of cereal and the milk.
Lorna, your children grown. They don't live here no more.
It's a beautiful day out. I'm going to take the children to the lake. Can you make us a picnic lunch, please? Lucy? Nothing fancy. Bernard won't be coming. He's working, as always.
He's trying to be a good provider.
Will you get some bowls and bananas? Arlo likes bananas on his cornflakes.
Madeline takes 2 bowls from the cabinet and places them on the table in front of Lorna. Act 2, Scene 9. 2 weeks later in February. Flashback to the 1960s. Olive and Darby enter the room. Lorna wears a nightgown and robe and is putting on a satin scarf on her head to cover her foam rollers.
Oh, thank God you're here. I've been worried sick about the two of you.
We're fine. Why are you so upset?
It's almost midnight. You said you'd be home hours ago.
Really? I guess we just lost track of time.
Yeah, we were just talking. Oh, before I forget, this is for you.
Olive hands Lorna a newspaper.
What is this?
It's the Black Panthers newspaper.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Read it, learn something.
So the two of you have joined the movement. That's why you're so late?
We're helping out.
Lorna tosses the newspaper aside.
What does helping out mean?
That depends on who you ask.
I don't think you understand what you're getting into. I see Huey Newton and Eldridge Cleaver on the news. They're radical, and being associated with them is dangerous.
These are dangerous times. The Klan's burning crosses down south, and Negroes are getting their heads bashed in at traffic stops.
Then we've got the government sending our young brothers off to Vietnam, but we at war right here in this country every damn day. And then you take Miss Woodson over there. She got all that education by working down at the phone company, just like me and you. And she can't get anything else.
I don't care what you say. I know what the Black Panthers stand for, and it scares me.
So you're frightened about free breakfast for children and health clinics?
That's not all the Black Panthers stand for, and you know it. Don't try to make them out to be missionaries.
See, that's the white man talking right there. He got your mind.
And the Panthers are calling for the end of the oppression and poverty that is crippling our people. Maybe you're satisfied with your situation, but we want equality, and we want it now.
So I guess the next time I see you two, you'll be toting a gun.
I ain't afraid to.
The movement is about justice, Lorna, and civil rights. We have to end police brutality and get access to job opportunities and good housing. Not just for ourselves, but for future generations too.
I didn't come all the way up here to Philly from North Carolina to get killed.
Darby takes a sip from a flask.
But you're dying anyway, with your broke ass.
I don't have to hear any of this.
You right. There's the door.
Darby, hush. Lorna, you know you don't have to leave. This is your home.
No, I think I do need to leave because I'm not sure that I'm black enough for the two of you anymore.
Darby's drunk and saying things she don't mean.
Oh, I meant what I said.
Shut up.
Yes, ma'am.
Lorna tosses her key at Olive.
I won't be needing this anymore. I'm leaving here in the morning.
Lorna leaves the room to the sound of sweeping strings and piercing horns reminiscent of the Sound of Philadelphia genre of soul music from the late 1960s to 1970s. Act 2, Scene 10. 2 weeks later, Madeline is kneading dough. Lorna is kneeling on the floor with her camera, trying to take a photo. Madeline comes to stand by Lorna.
Lorna, what are you doing? You've been down there nearly half an hour now.
Shh, you'll scare it away.
Scare what away?
I'm trying to photograph the ladybug.
Ain't no bugs on my floor. I just mopped this morning. Now you need to get up from there and sign that card that I got for Kathleen's niece.
Kathleen?
Your friend, Kathleen, and her niece graduated from college, and you asked me to get a card for her, so I did.
What's for lunch?
We just had breakfast. Now sign the card and I'll mail it.
What's it for?
Kathleen's niece. Here, just give me the card. I'll put your name on it myself.
Has Annie called?
No, she ain't called today.
I'm concerned about her. She's halfway across the world, and I haven't heard from her in weeks. And why does she have to go to Taiwan, of all places?
I guess she went where she felt like she could do the most good.
What are we having for lunch?
Soup. Tomato soup.
Act 3, Scene 1. 3 months later in May, Arlo and Cicely enter the kitchen, carrying grocery and shopping bags. Arlo is speaking to an employee on his cell phone.
I don't give a damn where you are. I need you to get to a computer and review the files that I just sent you. No, it can't wait until Monday. I know it's your anniversary, but do you...
Arlo,
What? Can't you see I'm on the phone?
can't you see I'm bringing all the bags by myself?
Look, I'll help you in a minute. Nate, are you still there? Yes. I know what time it is, but our biggest client is being investigated for racketeering, and he's disappeared. I'm not asking you to find him.
Cicely brings in more bags.
Arlo, get off the phone for God's sake.
Are you not listening to me? Well, do you understand that we're in the middle of a crisis here? What? I don't know or care if he's guilty or not. Yes, I'm aware of that. But I see. Well, I'll wait to hear back from you then. And please give my apologies to Nicole. Hello? Hello? Bastard hung up on me.
Cicely drops the last of the bags on the table.
Well, what did you expect? He's trying to take a vacation, and you've been calling him every morning.
I'm just trying to make sure he has a job to come back to. Things are bad, babe.
I hear you, and I'm sorry. But I know you have the situation under control, or else you wouldn't be there, right?
Right? You're right.
I know I am. So just try to calm down and stop giving yourself an ulcer. Now, what is all of this? It's like you bought out the entire store.
I'm going to make lamb tagine and a cake for Mom's birthday. And Madeline laid out some things for me. Can you grab us those aprons?
I don't understand why you're doing this, Arlo. We could have hired a caterer.
These are family recipes, and I have no intention of ever sharing them with the caterer. Now let's get to work. I want to have everything ready before Mom and Madeline get back.
Where is this queen mom?
Don't call her that.
She's called me worse, to my face, and you let her get away with it.
Come on, baby. She's sick. She doesn't always know what she's saying, okay? Just get over it. Now, Madeline says she's having a good day today.
Compared to what, Arlo? She pissed herself at the post office 3 weeks ago. She just hitched her dress up right there at the counter. I was mortified.
You should have left her in the car.
She's nearly out of her mind. If I left her in the car, she would have probably been gone when I got back.
Well, today is going to be about maintaining some normalcy, at least for me.
Well, if you ask me, that's a bit like praying for rain in the desert.
But no one asked you.
Cicely goes to the cabinets for a wine glass and a corkscrew.
How many people are you expecting?
10 or 15. And that wine is for the party.
Cicely uncorks the wine and pours herself a glass.
You will miss a glass full. And with any luck, I'll be drunk by the time the celebration gets underway.
Well, when you're done imbibing, please grate some cinnamon.
I don't cook.
I'm not asking you to cook. I'm asking you to grate the goddamn cinnamon.
Now, that's the man I love. You know, it turns me on when you talk rough like that. Why don't we go upstairs to your old room or your mother's? I like the view from there, and we could take full advantage of their French four-poster bed.
That is disgusting.
I was only joking. And really, we don't have to go upstairs. This floor looks pretty clean to me.
She starts to unbutton her blouse.
I'm game if you are, sailor.
What are you doing?
Undressing, getting naked.
This ain't the time, Cicely.
It's never the time when it comes to me. But you can work 12-hour days at the office and find entire weekends to come over here to visit your mother. I'm tired of sharing you with everyone else.
No, baby, we can be together later.
Later? What does that mean to you? Do you want to have sex with me or not?
Are the currants in the bag?
What?
The currants, Cicely. The currants for the cake.
You are unbelievable. I can find your precious currants, so I just got a box of raisins. Here.
I specifically asked you to get me some currants. That's what makes this cake special.
For God's sake, currants, raisins. What man can tell the difference? You know, sometimes I think you take it in the ass, just like your father.
Don't do that, Cicely. Not now. We argue enough at home.
I'm just emoting. My therapist says it's good for me.
You needed to find a new damn therapist.
Or maybe I need to find a new husband. Someone who appreciates me.
I appreciate you.
Sure you do. I feel appreciated right now. I feel all warm and tingly. Oh, wait. That's the wine.
You know what? Why don't you go wrap Mom's gift?
The gift is already wrapped. And you didn't ask. But I got her a silk blouse and a silver and turquoise ID bracelet. It's very pretty. I think she'll love it.
My mama don't need no ID bracelet.
It's a precaution, Arlo, and she does need it, whether you're ready to admit to it or not.
Look, when is Nanny bring the kids over?
Whenever we call. And what are you going to do if Lorna has an episode?
It's just a small gathering with people she's known for years.
She barely knows her own reflection. This part is going to be a disaster.
Are you even capable of being compassionate?
I say my compassion for people who deserve it.
Okay, you know what? You just go the hell home. You obviously don't want to be here.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to enjoy this.
Pass me the olives, please.
Get them yourself.
Cicely pours herself more wine.
What if she's faking all of this to get attention from you? I mean, I certainly wouldn't put it past her.
Now, how can you even say something like that? You were there when the doctors were giving us the results of her MRI and her CAT scan and her PET scan. And she needs me. I'm sorry if you can't understand that.
I need you. Your children need you. And I hate her for taking you away from us.
Cicely, I would give anything if I could change this, but I can't.
And there's nothing you could do about it, right?
You make it sound like it's my fault, and it's not.
You're unbelievable. I've been telling you that there was something wrong with your mother for years, but you wouldn't listen to me.
Well, I just thought she would get better.
I know. You're always the eternal optimist. And I love you for that. But the odds are against her, Arlo. And I can't help to wonder what that means for you and me.
We don't have to let this change us.
Oh, my God. That's the saddest thing you've ever said.
Look, you're not trying.
I'm not trying. I've done everything that you ever asked me to do. Everything. And now I can't breathe, Arlo. I can't fucking breathe.
See, this is what I'm talking about. How are you making this about you?
I don't matter to you at all, do I? You don't even look at me anymore.
I'm looking at you right now.
But you're not seeing me. You never do.
Act 3, Scene 2. 2 weeks later, Lorna and Madeline are having lunch.
My niece moving to Atlanta. She got a good job at CNN. I'm going to visit her in late August. Something wrong with your sandwich?
Whose house is this?
It's your house.
Are you sure? I don't know this place.
Yes, I'm sure.
How long have I lived here?
For a while. You settled here with your ex-husband some years back.
I was married?
Yes, to Bernard.
Are you sure?
Yes. Now eat your food, then we'll go outside and get some sunshine.
I don't want to go outside.
It'll do you good.
Whose house is this?
It's your house.
Are you sure? I don't know this place.
Yes, I'm sure.
Act 3, Scene 3. 2 weeks later in June. Flashback to 1974. Olive has come to Bernard and Lorna's house to visit. Lorna rushes into the kitchen.
I'm so sorry to keep you waiting, but it seems like as soon as I put them down, they're up again.
You don't owe me an apology. Your children are adorable.
Thank you. Can I get you some coffee?
I never really liked coffee, but I'll take a shot of whiskey if you have it.
Well, whiskey it is then.
She goes to the cabinets to retrieve a bottle of whiskey and 2 coffee cups.
And let's have some of the good stuff. This is from Bernard's private stash. Here you go.
Thank you. This is excellent.
Yes, it is. My dear husband brought it from Canada.
What was he doing up there?
Visiting family, working. At least that's what he told me.
Well, I guess someone has to pay for this nice place, huh?
Right. So, are you and Darby still performing?
Every chance we get.
That's wonderful.
Are you doing any singing these days?
I'm in the church choir and I sing around the house whenever I can. It keeps me going. I'm trying to teach the kids some songs too, but Bernard doesn't like it when things get too loud in the house. After a long day, he likes the quiet.
Well, to each his own. At least you still have your pictures. I see your camera over there.
Oh, I just took some photos at a birthday party yesterday. Before that, I hadn't touched a camera in 2 years. There's just no time with the children.
Well, my sister has 6 kids. She still makes time for herself. We even worked on Shirley Chisholm's campaign together.
Really? I wanted to, but I just had other commitments. You know how it is. But I'm active with the NAACP and Jack and Jill, and I'm a member of the Ladies Auxiliary and the Bowling League.
None of that sounds like you, Lorna. Are you happy?
Marriage isn't what I thought it would be.
What do you mean?
I feel like I've given all of myself away, and Bernard hasn't touched me since Ansonia was born. He says he doesn't find me attractive anymore.
I'm so sorry, Lorna.
I can't blame him. I don't find myself attractive anymore. 2 kids, 2 years apart can do that to you.
Have you talked to Bernard about how you feel?
Bernard doesn't want to hear about how I feel. He has a friend, a man he met at work. They go out drinking. That's what Bernard calls it.
What do you mean by that? I don't understand.
Nothing. I'm just jealous. It's hard knowing that someone else has my husband's attention. I want him home with me.
You should tell him that.
I shouldn't be complaining to you.
We're just two old friends talking. There's no harm in that. Are you working anywhere?
I don't have to work, and Bernard thinks it best for me to be home with the children. But I've been thinking about getting something part-time at a dress shop downtown just to get out of the house.
Well, that sounds like a good idea. And you'll get to meet some new people.
Well, we'll see. I need to learn how to drive first. I thank you for listening. Would you like another drink?
No, I have work tonight. I just wanted to come by to tell you that Darby and I are making plans to go to California for a little while. And we want to see what we can do with the singing. You know you should come with us.
There's no way I could do that. I can't just abandon my son and daughter.
You don't have to abandon them. Just tell Bernard you're going on a little vacation. It'll give him a chance to read some bedtime stories and wipe some snooty noses.
I don't know, Olive.
Well, think about it, okay? You have plenty of time because we're still trying to get our money together. We won't leave before January of next year.
Will you go by airplane?
No, I would never be able to get Darby on an airplane. So we'll take the bus. You can get your ticket at the station. And bring your pink dress.
I haven't been able to fit into that dress in years.
Well, get you a new one then. But buy it from the dress shop that you mentioned. Just come. It'll be like old times.
I'll think about it.
Okay, you do that. I have to get going.
I'm so glad you came by. Tell Darby I said hello.
I'll do that. You take care of yourself now. Call me if you need anything, or if you just want to talk.
Thank you, Olive.
You don't have to stay, unless you want to.
Olive hugs Lorna and kisses her on the cheek before she leaves. Act 3, Scene 4. 6 months later in December. Lorna is opening and closing cabinet doors and drawers as if she is looking for something. Madeline enters the kitchen carrying groceries.
I don't know what I was thinking going to the store 3 days before Christmas. I almost got hit in the parking lot. Cicely been over here? Who? Your daughter-in-law. Never mind. You hungry? I got some turkey from the deli.
Lorna continues to rummage in the cabinets.
Lorna, what is you looking for?
A bottle brush.
What you need a bottle brush for?
To wash the baby's bottle.
Oh, I see. Don't you worry about washing no bottles. I can do that later.
The baby is hungry now.
Baby's always hungry.
She kept us up all last night with her crying, and Bernie was furious this morning.
Men do like their sleep.
She's colicky. Bernie thinks it's because she didn't take to the breast, but I tried. I really did.
I know you did. It ain't your fault.
You're sweet.
Why don't you sit down there to the table and fill the salt shaker, and I'll make some lunch.
Lorna takes a seat. A baby cries off stage.
You got the TV on?
No.
Well, what's that I hear?
The baby?
Whose baby?
My Annie.
Madeline leaves the room and returns holding an infant.
Where did this child come from?
Isn't she precious? Yes. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Lorna,
Mommy loves you.
How did you get this child?
Look at her smiling.
I think she wet. Can you bring me a diaper from the nursery?
Well, I can change her.
That's what you pay me for, ain't it?
Of course, you're right. I won't be but a minute. We're traveling to Philly tonight. Once Bernard gets home, we'll be on our way.
Madeline cradles the baby and dials the phone once Lorna is out of sight.
Arlo, it's Madeline. I need you to call me right away. It's urgent.
Act 3, Scene 5. The next day. Arlo is working on his computer at the kitchen table when Cicely walks in. Cicely kisses Arlo on the cheek.
Good morning.
Arlo wraps an arm around Cicely's waist.
Good morning.
I'm sorry to get here sooner, but traffic was bad, as always.
Arlo pulls Cicely close.
It's okay. I'm just glad you're here.
Cicely moves away from Arlo.
Where's your car?
I left it at the hospital last night and took an Uber back here. I just wasn't thinking straight.
None of us were. Is there any coffee?
Yeah, Madeline made a pot.
Thank goodness. Did you sleep at all?
Not really. Did you?
No. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that baby.
I know. But I just keep thinking, who leaves their baby with a stranger?
Sophie's your mother's neighbor, and she didn't know that Lorna was sick. All she knew was that her husband had been in a terrible accident, and she had no sitter and no car seat. She was in a panic when she dropped the baby off here.
I'm just glad Madeline showed up when she did. I don't want to think about what could have happened if Mom had left the way she had planned.
How's Lorna doing this morning?
Her doctor has her sedated.
What good? Well, unless you need me, I'm going to leave in a bit. I have a conference call in a few hours.
Can't you cancel the call?
I don't see you canceling your work.
Look, I just need your support today.
When have you not ever had my support?
I have a meeting scheduled with Mom's doctors this afternoon.
You should be visiting nursing homes. She's not going to get any better.
I'm not ready to take that step yet, unless the doctor recommends it. And then I need to speak with my father.
Why?
He still cares for her.
Well, he has an odd way of showing it.
I'm going to make some breakfast. I think there's bacon and eggs. Do you want anything?
I've been vegan for years, Arlo. Did you even realize?
Arlo peers into the refrigerator.
Cicely, I can't keep up with all your diets.
No, of course you can't.
He slams the refrigerator door.
You know what? I'm going for a walk.
I can't do this anymore, Arlo. I think we need some time apart.
What?
We can get through the holidays for the sake of the kids, but I want you out of the house by the end of January.
Are you asking for a divorce?
I'm asking you to leave.
Where is this coming from?
You can't be surprised.
Do you want me to take the children?
No, they'll stay with me.
Well, how do you intend to explain my absence?
You're never at home as it is. They won't even notice.
Look, I know I've been preoccupied with everything that's going on with Mom and work, but I love you. You know that.
I have to go. Call before you come to the house.
Arlo sinks to the floor.
Please don't do this. Not now. Please?
Cicely joins him on the floor and takes his hands.
I'm so sorry, Arlo. But we can't keep pretending. Day after day after day. It's just not right. And we deserve more than this. We just do.
Act 3, Scene 6. 2 weeks later in January of the new year. Madeline is sweeping when Arlo enters. He is carrying 2 canvas tote bags. Madeline puts the broom aside.
What you got there?
Just some tote bags. I'm going to visit Mom today, so I thought I'd grab a few of her favorite books so I can read to her.
Well, I know she's gonna like that.
She takes Lorna's photo box from a drawer.
And I've been meaning to give you this box of pictures. You ought to take it with you.
Where did the photos come from?
Lorna took them. Probably close to 200 or 300 in there.
So these are her bus stop photos?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How you holding up? You over here every day checking on things. You're running yourself down. Soon you'll be worse off than your mama. Can't your wife help none?
Cicely's busy.
I see. Well, I can get you something to eat.
No, thank you. I grabbed a slice of pizza on the way here.
A slice of pizza ain't no meal.
I'm fine, really I am.
Well, if you change your mind, I can make you something.
Thank you. If you have a moment, Madeline, I'd like to talk. Please come sit down.
He takes a seat across from Madeline.
I just want you to know that I appreciate all that you do. And I realize that things have been challenging for a while now, but I'm working to make some changes.
Changes? What kind of changes?
Please just hear me out. Cicely and I have been talking, and we'd like for you to stay on. Whatever you're making now, we'll double it. And Dad has agreed to pay for round-the-clock private duty nursing for Mom.
Oh, he ready to help her now, huh? What are you gonna get out of it?
He's being very generous.
You need to save them words for folks who don't know your father like I do.
I realize that you and my father never really got along, but
He
surely
swindled your mother.
their relationship was complicated.
Lorna was good to Bernard, and he used her up and left her. Ain't nothing complicated about that.
This isn't about him, okay? I'm just trying to say that your position here is secure, and I hope you'll stay to help with my mother.
I ain't understanding you. Cause the last time I spoke to Cicely, she said Lorna was gonna be staying at a long-term care facility.
That's been discussed, but I'm trying to convince the doctors to allow Mom to come back home. That's why I'm asking you to stay.
I've been taking care of people all my life. I'm tired.
We just want Mom to be comfortable and surrounded by familiar people.
Well, why don't you and your family move in here then? Or take Lorna to your house?
I can't have the children around that.
It might be good for her.
The arrangement would never work. It would be too chaotic.
Ain't like it would be forever.
No, but things aren't good between Cicely and me. I don't know if we're gonna make it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Having Mom around wouldn't help our situation. Now, I know that sounds selfish, but it's true, so I beg of you, please reconsider. Mom loves you. You're like family to her. She trusts you, and so do I.
We had some good times together. But she don't have to know me no more. And I don't want to keep seeing her like this.
She pulls a letter from her pocket.
I was gonna give you my notice at the end of the month, but now is as good a time as any.
Wait, you're leaving? Today?
I'll stay another week.
That's not enough time for us to find your replacement.
It's all the time I got to give. I'm sorry.
I understand. And I wish you the best.
Thank you. I'm praying for your family. Make the most of the days and the hours you got left with your mother.
Act 3, Scene 7. A week later, Olive and Darby are sitting on suitcases in front of the table. Olive is smoking and Darby is reading Ebony magazine. Buses can be heard coming and going. Lorna walks in carrying her suitcase.
I made it.
I knew you would. I have your ticket right here.
The women hug.
Back together again.
What did Bernard say about you leaving?
I bet he was pissed. Soon as we get settled, I'm gonna send him a real pretty postcard.
Bernard doesn't know I'm gone yet. The children are staying with friends, and I left him a note. And I made him some fried chicken, potato salad, and collard greens and carrot cake.
Girl, what in the world you do all that for?
'Cause that's the last meal I'll ever make for him. And maybe years from now, when he thinks about it, he'll remember me.
That's my girl. Now, how about we give these people a sample of what the silver rosettes can do?
I'm ready. How about you, Lorna?
I'm ready, and I know the perfect song.
She whispers in Darby's ear, who in turn whispers to Olive.
I love it. Let's do it. California, here I come, right back where I started from, where bowers of flowers bloom in the spring. Each morning at dawning, birdies sing and everything a sun-kissed and said, don't be late. That's why I can hardly wait. Open up that golden gate, California, here I come.
End of play.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, actors first. Thank you, playwright, Miss Carol Torian. Thank you, director, Miss Terra Hodge. Thank you, panelists. Thank you, everyone involved It was a great production. Thank you so much, and have a good evening.